Hey guys, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm super excited because we are going to be talking about the brand new Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I just picked this up and I tried it out. Obviously, I have it on my eyes today. So if you are interested in hearing about that and seeing my demo, then keep watching. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. All right, let's get into it. All right, so this is the outside packaging, and then on the back of the box, it has all of the shades and the shade names. You guys know that I'm a total sucker for packaging, and I've gotta say, I do not like this packaging at all. I like the actual packaging, but what it looks like, I don't like. So it just has a bunch of travel photos, which I think is a cool concept, but I don't know. It's just not my favorite packaging. But on the inside, it has all of the shades and then obviously a really big and nice mirror. And I do like that this can fold in half so that you can grab it and pick up shadows if you're not using this mirror. So I do like the palette, like the packaging in general, minus the actual outside photo area. This palette retails for $49 and it'll be in stores at Ulta on the 24th. I will link it down below in case you are interested in it. I always like to give you guys kind of the breakdown of how much product you're getting for how much you're paying for it. So this palette has 16.8 grams in it and it is $2.92 per gram. And I just wanted to compare it to one of my favorite palettes, which is the Tarte Man-Eater palette. This has 9 grams in it and it is $3.33 per gram. Generally speaking, palettes with more shadows will be less money per gram, so it makes sense that this one is less. But just so that you guys know, it's kind of in that same vicinity. It's not like a complete rip-off or anything like that. So I'm going to go through all of the colors, do swatches, all of that. First up is Breakaway. This one is a warm ivory shimmer shade. It is so pretty, and this is a really good shade for your inner corner highlight. It's just a gorgeous neutral shade. It's also really good on your brow bone if you want to highlight your brow bone. I'm getting these descriptions off of the Ulta website, so bear with me. I am not really good at describing colors, which is very weird since I went to fashion school. You would think that I'd be better at describing colors, but I'm just not. So I always like to pull them up if they do have them, which Ulta does have them on the site. So I'm just gonna go off of that. Next up is Standard, which Standard is a pale rose gold with tonal macro shimmer. And this, it would be such a pretty lid shade. I kind of wish I had it on my lids, but I'm so happy with how my look turned out, so yeah. Next we have Blaze, and Blaze is a light metallic peach with pink shift. So this is a really pretty, this would be a good lid shade as well. There are a lot of really gorgeous shimmer shades in this palette. Moving on to Weekender, it is a light neutral beige shade. That is what I set my eyelids with. That's a really good shade just to kind of, it's almost like a bone shade. It's good just to have, just to kind of set your eyelids, get your look going, put it all over the lid, but it's not gonna be anything crazy or dramatic. Then we have a Still Shot, which is a bright peach shade. This one is so pretty for summer. I am kind of obsessed with this. And then we have Riff, which is a brown nude matte. And this one says that it has floating sparkle, but I don't see any sparkle in it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this one is just matte. This is like the perfect transition shade for me. I love this one. That's also a shade that I would just throw in my crease and not put anything else on. Good as Gone is a deep brown with iridescent micro shimmer. This one is so pretty. It's a super deep brown. This is really good on your outer V. And this one doesn't look like it has shimmer in it, but it just has like the slightest amount, which is probably why they call it micro shimmer. In the second row, we start out with Hellride, which is a deep matte fuchsia shade. This one was so pretty. I love the way that it turned out on my eyes today. I think this is such a gorgeous shade. And then Baja is a matte burnt orange. Accelerate is a reddish copper metallic. This one would be gorgeous on the lids as well. And then we have Guilt Trip, which is this purple shimmer shade. The shades that I have on my hand right now, this reminds me of the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. I think it's so cute. Ignite is a metallic rose gold shade. Smog is a deep coppery shimmer shade. Again, that one would be so pretty on the lids. That one I think would be really pretty for like a New Year's Eve look. I realize it's June and that's what I went to, but that's just immediately what I thought of when I saw that shade. Wanderlust is a green with gold metallic in it. I don't think I have a single forest green shimmer shadow in my collection, so this is a really unique shade for me. All right, starting out the third row, we have Wild Heart, which is a bright fuchsia. And then we have Punk, which is a warm brown matte shade. That one would be really good to do eyeliner with. I like to just put eyeliner on using eyeshadow a lot of times, so that would be a really good shade for that. And then Double Life is a metallic rust shade. And this one is so pigmented and there's so much color payoff. Jet is a black and it says that it has deep purple shimmering shifts. So I haven't used this one on my eyes yet. This is such a pigmented black. I think it's so pretty. I don't necessarily see the purple in it, but I think that this is such a good black. Doing black is so hard, so anytime there's a good black, I am here for it. Drift is a charcoal satin shade. This one is really unique to my collection as well. It almost looks bluish purple, but then also just gray and charcoaly. It's so interesting to me. And then Radio is a deep emerald shimmer. And this shade is, I really want to do a look with this shade too. I think that's so pretty. And then lastly is Big Sky, which is a frosted green shimmer. This last one reminds me of a mermaid. I just think it's so pretty and so fun. Okay, so that's all the swatches for every single shade in this palette. Let's jump into me doing my makeup and then I will be back and we'll review everything and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. When I first saw this palette, this is the shade that drew me in. This is in Wild Heart. And I just knew I had to have my hands on it, and I think that's how it is for a lot of people when they see palettes. There's one color that just really catches their eye that they really want. I think this color is really pretty too, and so is this. All the colors in this palette are gorgeous, but this is just, yeah, this is the one I think I want to put on my lid. So I'm going to do a very not Sarah-ish look. So first I am going to set, I just put some concealer on my lids, so I'm going to set it with Weekender right here, and then I'm gonna just start building up the crease, and I'm going to put Riff in there, and then I think I'm gonna put Still Shot in. So first let's get the creases out and set them. Okay, now I am going to go into Riff and just put this into the crease. Okay, and next I'm going to take Still Shot and just blend this a little bit lower into my crease. Okay, now I'm gonna go into Baja, which is this nice punchy orange shade. And then just to blend everything out, I'm gonna go back into Riff and just kind of clean up the edges and make sure everything blends nicely. With this smaller tapered brush, I'm going to go into Hellride, and I'm just gonna put this kind of in the outer V and a little bit in the crease. Okay, with a flat shader brush, I'm going to go into Wild Heart, and I am going to do this dry first, and then depending on what it looks like, I'll either go in wet or with my finger. Okay, so for eyeliner, I'm going to go in with a couple of different colors. First, I'm going to use Good As Gone right here. And I'm just going to go about halfway in and just kind of trace. Whoa, oh my gosh, that was so much more pigmented than I was expecting. Okay, I'm gonna throw mascara on and then I'll come back and we'll do the lower lash line. All right, for my lower lash line, I'm gonna do basically the same thing I did on my lids in the same order. So I'm going to take Riff and put this kind of all the way across, and then as I get to the deeper shades, I'm just gonna go in not as far. So I'm kind of going to blend this one out the most and try to not get it in my eyeballs. Okay, now I'm going to go into Still Shot, and I'm going to blend this one out about 2/3 of the way in. And then I'll go in with Baja, which is that orange shade right here. And I'm gonna go about halfway in on this one. Okay, and then I'm going to take Hell Ride, which is that purple, and I'm going to go about 1/3 of the way in. Okay, so I just threw on another coat of mascara, and then I changed out my lip balm that I had on for a liner and gloss. And lastly, I'm just gonna take this fluffy brush and go into Breakaway, and I'm just gonna put this in my inner corners. Okay, so this is the completed look. I am so happy with it. I also feel like this is totally out of my comfort zone. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you guys know that I'm usually a neutral kind of girl, and I also don't always wear eyeshadow, so this is definitely out of the box for me. Okay, so as you can see, I just think that this look turned out so gorgeously. I cannot get enough of these shadows. They blended like a dream. I had no issues. They weren't patchy. There wasn't a ton of fallout, and there really wasn't that much fallout in my palette either. It looks pretty clean for the most part. There have been palettes before that are just, there's fallout everywhere and your palette looks crazy dirty after one use. That was not the case with this one. I think they are so pigmented, so creamy, and they blended like a dream. So if you are in the market for a palette like this, I highly recommend it. I will say that this is an expensive palette. It's $49, so if you have something similar in your collection, you do not need this. This is one of those palettes that I think you could get away with not having a single other palette in your collection, because it does have your matte shades, your shimmer shades. It has great lid options, and it has neutral, so you could do an entirely neutral look, but then you could also do a fun warm tone look. You could do a fun cool tone look. I just think that you can be dramatic or natural all with this palette, which is amazing. That's really hard to find. This is a little bit bigger than what I personally like to travel with. Generally speaking, I travel with my little man-eater palette because this gives me basically everything that I need, and it has, you know, a small mirror, and then it has all neutral shades, and this is kind of just all I need on a daily basis. But if I was going on a trip that I really wanted something fun, this would be what I take. And I will say that this made me want to get out of my box. I think it's stunning. I love the way that my eye look turned out today, and I'm so excited to play around with this more and have it in my collection. So if you are in the market for something like this, I can't recommend it enough. I highly suggest you check it out. Go swatch it in Ulta. Yeah, that is all I have to say about that. So I never like recommending really expensive things because there's so many times that we feel pressure to buy things that we don't actually need. So if you're not in the market for an eyeshadow palette, pass on this. You don't need it. But if you are in the market for something like this, then give it a go. Alrighty guys, that is everything for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful for you in some way. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're planning on checking this palette out, if you've already tried it, or if you have any video requests at all. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.